Service. What is up, listeners? Welcome back to another episode of the Full Service Podcast. I am Tank Smith, your host. Today is episode 95. Thanks for being here. Shout out to my guest from last week, Blythe Rex. Blythe, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. That was such a good time. Listeners, if you have not yet, check out last week's episode. Make sure you are following Blythe. She is on Twitter at mistress_Blythe. On Instagram at The Blythe Show. I have links to both of those in the show notes from last week. Hit the show notes, click the links, show her some love. As always, you can find us on Instagram, on Twitter at Full Service Pod. I am at Tank Funkadelic. If you enjoy the show, make sure you are subscribed on whatever platform you're listening to us on. You'll be alerted as soon as those new episodes drop every single Tuesday. Ratings and reviews help so much for visibility for the show, so if you can, hit us with a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, write us a review, I will read it on the air, and I'll love you forever. Send me a screenshot of your review, and I will send you however many podcast stickers you want. I'll send you 40. I will not do that, but maybe like 5, because hey, it really helps us out. If you want to support the show, the best way to do that is through our Patreon. We are at patreon.com/fullservicepod. Each month we have at least one Patreon exclusive episode you cannot hear anywhere else. Also, if you subscribe to the Alcohol tier of our Patreon, you will get a free month's OnlyFans subscription to friend of the podcast, Sophia Soma, and Sweet Haley Grace. What are you doing? Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/fullservicepod. Today, episode 95. So excited. My guest is Atlanta-based companion Mylette Charles. We sat down like less than a week ago and recorded, so it's fresh, it's new. We talk Six Flags. We discuss what's happening this summer. We talk karaoke. We discuss Cruella. We might have spoiled it. I don't know. Spoiler alert either way. But we discuss her passion for helping the elderly, helping children. We look at her start in sex work, dancing at a club in Atlanta when she was 18. We look at the Atlanta strip club scene. We talk companionship, getting into companionship, going independent, establishing herself, her experience as a black woman in sex work. She gives advice for dancers. We look at the future, where she sees herself. So much fun. Shout out Mylette. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Follow Mylette. She is on Twitter at Mylette Charles, on Instagram at JustMylette, and her website, justmylette.com. I'm going to stop talking. I hope you enjoy my interview today with Mylette Charles. Thanks. Welcome back, listeners. It's Tank Smith. I'm so excited for today's episode. My guest is an Atlanta-based companion, Mylette Charles. Mylette, thanks for being on the podcast.
Oh, you're so welcome. My pleasure.
I'm excited. Like, I feel like it's not very many people, like, to where I think I initially reached out to you like
a little over a year ago,
January of 2020.
Yeah.
And now it's happening. Yeah. It's happening. This is great.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of skeptical, and I was, just at that point, I think I had only been back on the scene since the previous August.
Okay.
So I was kind of like just wanting to stay in my own little corner of, the business. And then I think, who was it? It was a mutual lady that we're connected with on Twitter.
I know Cherith tweeted about the podcast.
No,
recently.
It wasn't. It was
Sophia?
Yes.
Sophia Lorraine?
Yes.
Shout out to Sophia.
Yes, she got me here.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to her.
Hell yeah. Listeners, we are currently in Atlanta. Mylette, how do you like Atlanta?
I love Atlanta. I'm an honorary peach.
Okay.
So I graduated high school here, but I'm a military kid. So people ask me where I'm from. They'll be like, you don't have an accent. And I'm like, well, I'm from everywhere. And then they look at me funny. And then I was going to say, I was born in California. Okay. My parents are from the Midwest. So, yeah.
Okay. You've been here for a little bit, then.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's something you can recommend? What's something good to do in Atlanta? Can you recommend for the people?
I like to be out. I like to be in the mix, in the middle of things.
Okay.
I've recently taken up a lot of sip and paints.
Okay.
Karaoke.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
I might be ashamed to say it's a Lil' Kim song.
Okay.
But I have to be kind of tipsy to like really get into it.
Okay. Nice. Hell yeah. My go-to is Friends in Low Places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's that by?
Garth Brooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
It's a good song, not bad.
Yeah.
So Sippin' Paints, you got karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Lot bands, like cover bands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't have a specific one because I'm just like, since everything's open back up, like my favorite restaurant is no more.
Oh really?
So like a lot of things that are no more, as I'm saying. So I'm having to find a lot of new things to do and get into.
I feel like there's so many places that like just during the pandemic just like couldn't. I mean, you got like a year of being closed, and it's like we can't, especially still having to pay rent in Atlanta.
They drown
with these prices. It's like it's no more. R.I.P. to all those restaurants out there. Hell yeah. My favorite. The last band I actually saw was a Leonard Skinner cover band. Not bad. Yeah. Pretty good. Recommend.
Yeah. I think I've seen a lot of, because Atlanta is like a hot spot.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of traveling cover bands.
Okay.
I don't really know too much of any local cover bands.
Yeah.
So I'm open for any suggestions.
Okay. Hell yeah. People write in with the cover bands.
Yeah.
I know we're kind of like, hopefully on the backside of this pandemic, hopefully. What's something you're excited to do that you haven't done in the past, like, year?
Going to the movies.
Oh, okay.
I have still not been to the movie theater yet.
I went to the movie like 2 days ago and saw Cruella.
Now, see, I sat in my bedroom and watched Cruella.
What'd you think?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah.
Those fucking Dalmatians.
I was watching it with with my nephew. He was like, and he's watched the original Disney.
Yeah.
And he was like, and in the movie, she kind of makes a joke about eating the dogs.
Yeah.
And the people around her are like, is she serious? And he looked at me. He was like, so did she or did she not?
See, I felt like the dogs in the new Cruella were just like vicious Dalmatians. I was like, yo, what's up with these dogs? I thought they were sweet dogs. These motherfuckers got fangs.
But then at the end of the movie, she like ran off with the dogs. Like they were her dogs.
Yeah, that was pretty cool though.
But I think like the original Cruella like skinned the dogs for like fashion.
Yeah, I don't think she definitely didn't like the dogs.
Yeah.
Or like have them as pets and stuff.
Yeah. So
oh yeah.
They have their right to be different. I liked it.
Yeah. Do you have any? I know summer's kind of coming up. You got any plans for the summer? What's happening this summer?
I am out. Right now I'm probably about 3 shades darker than I will be at Christmas.
Nice.
I went to Six Flags yesterday. The day before that I was at Whitewater.
Damn, you're living it.
2 weeks ago I was at the beach.
Nice.
So I'm just out in the sun.
So I haven't been to Six Flags since, these are like inside cuts. If people just like don't live in Atlanta or don't know Georgia, they're like, what are they talking about? What's your favorite ride at Six Flags? I have not been since like
Goliath.
Okay. Goliath is sweet.
It is. It's literally the biggest roller coaster, I think, in the Southeast.
Okay.
But definitely at our Six Flags.
Yeah. See, I'm a fan of They still have Superman, the Superman ride, where you lay down, the lay down roller coaster.
I didn't see it.
Oh man.
And I know when we first moved down here, my favorite one was the Ninja.
Okay, Ninja's good.
I don't know that it's still there.
That shit was rickety though. That shit.
It was. I
your head just be bouncing like back and forth. Like the Ninja was one of those rides where it was like it hurt a little bit when you got off.
Yeah.
But it was fun though. Like it's always. I'm always front of the roller coaster person. Do you have a specific? Like, are you in the back? Are you in the front? Are you just going whatever spot on the roller coaster you get?
I'm just there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'll wait a little bit extra so I can get that front seat. Oh. See, I fuck with the front.
Yeah. Well, then I think you sound like a thrill seeker. You sound like
a little bit.
Would you go skydiving?
I would not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just too fat to skydive. But if I were to lose weight,
what?
Then
Has
skydiving.
Someone told you that?
See, I looked it up, and I'm on the cusp, and I gotta make sure that I'm well underneath the minimum requirements.
Now, I did feel bad for this one lady, I think it was the first couple of rides, one of the first couple of rides that we went on. And they made her get off. The lady was like, I'm sorry, your thighs are too big. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, that sucks. See, that's why I used to have a joke where I was like, I don't want to be too fat to where I can't ride roller coasters anymore. Because that is a tragedy, man. Like, roller coasters are so great.
Yeah.
Whitewater, I haven't been to Whitewater in forever either.
I had never, as long as I've been here, I had never been to Whitewater.
Really?
Yes. So that's why I said I'm out there.
Hell yeah.
This year.
Hell yeah. You are a fan of, I saw this on your website, and you're a fan of Indian food, right?
Yes, give me all the spices.
What do you have a dish? Do you have a favorite Indian food?
Butter chicken. You
butter
can
chicken?
never go wrong with butter chicken.
Hell yeah.
Tikka masala.
See, so I actually made chicken tikka masala for my dad on Father's Day, and he loves it.
Good.
But my mom, she was going around telling everybody that we actually was making chicken marsala, which is like an Italian thing.
Yeah.
She tells a neighbor, she's like, he's making chicken marsala, but Indian. And they're like, what?
Yeah, she confused the hell out of this.
This is not. You are a reader as well.
Yes.
What are you reading right now? What's going on?
I'm into the Iceberg Slim category right now.
Oh shit.
Yes, I'm currently on his book entitled Trick Baby.
What's that one? What's happening in Trick Baby?
It is literally what the title says.
Okay. It's
about this young man who his mother was a prostitute.
Okay.
And so the neighborhood kids, when he was growing up, teased him, and that's the name they had given him.
Oh, okay.
And they were in an urban setting, I believe in New York or somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious how he came about because he looked so much different than all of the other kids, should I say. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I read like half of Pimp, and I was like, this motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
And it's like, it's fiction, but you could tell like Iceberg grew up around that type of thing. Yeah. So he like really knows how to write what he's writing.
I was like, oh my God, this is hard. Like, Jesus, this is an evil guy. This is not a good person. Like, what's something you're passionate about?
Well, children and elderly people.
Okay.
I want to eventually start a nonprofit dealing with elder abuse cases and child abuse cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see, there's a movie that recently came out, I don't know what it's called, but it's like this movie on Netflix where this lady, she's like a lawyer and basically will get the power of attorney over these old people.
And steal from them?
Steal from them.
I did. I was so, oh my gosh. You wanted to jump through the TV and strangle her. Oh my God. And it was like based on a true story. Yeah. Like it was really a Roman.
Like that's a real thing. Like all you have to do is get a judge that'll be like cool with this lawyer, giving him kickbacks, and then it's
she got what was coming to her.
Oh, she did. She did. You know. If you haven't seen the movie, she gets it. Yes. Yeah. But no, it's a serious thing because it's like elderly people. A lot of people that they don't have family,
and they can be very naive.
Yeah. They're like, why would this person take advantage? They seem like a really nice person, you know.
Yeah, and not just that. Like I'm talking like elder abuse, like people who may have an older family member living with them. Okay. And they just have them there to collect their check. Oh, and they're not really taking care of them as they should be.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
See, I work in healthcare. Okay. And I see these cases to where they'll be so neglected, they end up in the hospital, and they may be infested with bugs, mites, have bed sores down to the bone, and they're just dropped off and left until they're discharged.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. I feel like a nonprofit or something where it's like you're able to like help do some kind of way, you know, because it's like you live your whole life and then like right at the end you just kind of get like shit on or it sucks, you know.
And it's like you would think when people throw out DFACS or DFCS,
okay,
you think of what?
I guess like Child Protective Services,
children.
Yeah,
but the F stands for family.
Okay,
so it should also include elder abuse.
Yeah,
but it's very underreported.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man. Shout out to the old people listening to the podcast.
Yes.
I know there's somebody out there that's like 75 and up. What up? How you doing? Write us a review on Apple Podcasts if you know what that is. Hey. Mylette, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
I feel like, I always try to start at the beginning of everyone's kind of like sex work journey, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you can remember your first exposure to sex work at all?
Well, when my family and I first moved to Metro Atlanta, my dad had a part-time security position off of Fulton Industrial.
Okay.
And, of course, anybody who's been in Atlanta for maybe even a small period of time know that Fulton Industrial there's plenty of strip clubs, sex shops, ladies walking the street looking for company, things of that nature. So we only had one vehicle at the time. So when my dad had to go to this job, my mom didn't want to leave me at home. So we would all get in the car and take him to work.
Okay.
And I would see all of this going on at 12, 13.
Okay.
So when it came time for me to graduate high school and I was in a position where I wanted to move out of the house, but I didn't necessarily have the income to sustain myself, that was the first thing that popped up in my head. Oh, I can go over here and try and get a job in so-and-so's club.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happened.
How was it? Did you know any people? Like, I guess so you started like dancing, I guess?
I did.
Did you know any people that are in that world at all? Like, are you...
No, it was just like head first, just dived in. I was so great. I remember my first day. The interview, when I talked to the house mom, she looked at me and she was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" She was like, You don't seem like the type of girl that, is ready for this. Like,
yeah,
you need to have." Basically, she was telling me I needed to have some type of backbone.
Okay.
And I admittedly, I surely did not, but I was educated and hipped very quickly.
Okay.
So I talked her into it, got hired, and I remember my first day. It was on day shift. She put me on day shift. I walked out on the floor, and I got a guy wave me over. I walked over, and he was like, "I want you to give me a dance on the next song." So the song that was playing was in the middle. It went off, and I got up to dance for him, but I didn't take anything off.
Okay.
And the manager was walking around. He was like, "You gotta take all that off."
Had you been to a strip club before?
No.
This is
literally, I literally started dancing. It may not have even been a week after my 18th birthday.
Oh, so you're like just newly 18.
Yeah, newly 18.
Oh shit.
I knew nothing. All I had on my mind was I need some money.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Did you have any kind of idea, like even like going into the strip club of like what that would be like at all? Or are you just like solely
not at all
mind blank, I'm going to do this,
Yep.
Let's do it, see what happens?
Yep.
That's amazing.
And yeah.
Do you feel like, I feel like there had to have been like a learning curve or like a waiver period.
Definitely.
What was that like?
I mean, it was heavy. From guys whipping stuff out on you while you're turned around, girls getting in fights and cutting each other,
yeah,
drugs.
Was anybody there? Like, I guess at the beginning, is anybody kind of like helping you out? Like, does anybody say like, okay, she's new, let me help her out? Like,
No, no,
there's none of that? Like, it's
no,
like,
not where I was.
you're just like, you're on your own
Yeah.
doing this.
Mm-hmm. Because it's basically competition.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, you're the new girl. You're fresh meat. Like, stay away from my regular.
Damn.
Yeah.
How is it? So you're 18, dancing in a club. I feel like when you're 18, like nobody has any money.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody like no 18-year-old is balling. You
Yeah.
know, how is it like dancing in a club, making that kind of money while I feel like you have a better job than everybody else you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how's that?
I kept it. No one knew. I
Okay.
didn't tell any of my close friends. No one knew. I didn't go out and ball, basically.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really apparent.
Oh, okay.
I guess they just thought that I held on to my extra scholarship money.
Okay.
Because I graduated with honors and I got scholarship money. I got hope, so I got money back, and I guess it wasn't questioned where I got the money.
Yeah.
At least by my friends.
Okay.
Now my parents, on the other hand,
yeah, because they know what the situation is.
Yeah,
you know?
So they actually ended up hiring a private investigator, and they found me out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, I guess them like being like, hey, we know what's going on.
It kind of put a rift between us because my mom wanted to blame my dad because, again, like I said, I ended up dancing because he told me I had to move out.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
If I didn't go to this school that I got a whole full ride scholarship to when I was going to school for free in Georgia with Hope.
Yeah.
My thing was free versus free. Why does it matter where I go?
Yeah.
And I'm living in your house. You've got eyes on me. Why can't I stay home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like, 18 years. I mean, it's been it's long enough.
No, I think his thing was he knew what Atlanta had to offer.
Okay.
And he wanted to get me out of that scenario, possibly.
Okay.
Instead, it just pushed me
drove you like directly into that.
Yeah.
Are you like? I always wonder, like, do you have a history, like, I guess, of dance before that? Like, are you
professional? Yeah.
Okay.
I danced like ballet, tap, jazz since I was like 4.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're already good at dancing.
Yeah, no, I wasn't just up there with no rhythm.
Because I know some people, like I've talked to people before, and they're like, I wasn't really a dancer, and I just started, and like it was like that.
No.
Okay, so you knew what you were doing, at least dancing.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to learn to pole though.
How hard is that?
It is difficult.
Okay.
You have to have a lot of upper body strength.
See, I'm trying to do this shit on YouTube, right? Where it's like I do different things with sex workers, and I want to do pole dancing.
Do it.
Me and somebody else.
Do it.
We pole dance, and this is gonna be good.
I want to see it.
Yes. So I went to Magic City, I guess, like last weekend for the first time.
Mm-hmm. How'd you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The butts.
Yeah.
So great.
Everywhere.
Amazing. What do you have a favorite strip club in Atlanta?
Man, everything's changed. I'd have to say Platinum.
Platinum
right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What's it? So I guess you worked at a few different spots in Atlanta, right?
Oh man, don't make me go down the list. Yes, I have. I've worked on every side of town in Atlanta in a club.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I haven't been to Blue Flame. Mm-hmm. I want to go. Is Blue Flame good?
It is. It gets outrageously packed, though.
Okay.
I'm talking like ridiculously packed.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the last club I went to.
Okay.
And ironically, me and a homegirl went there like the week before Atlanta shut down.
Okay.
Had a blast.
Nice.
And had some guys try to stare us out of our seats because we had prime seats right in front of the stage.
Just trying to stare you out of the
Yeah, like they posted up right in front of us smoking and was just staring at us, and I was like, dude, you're not intimidating me. I'm gonna sit right here until I'm good and ready to go.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, the last club I went to pre-COVID was like Follies in like March of last year.
And they are no more.
No, R.I.P. Follies.
Yes. Moment of silence for Follies. Okay.
That's enough. So you danced for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the progression between that and I guess getting into companionship? What's that kind of look like for you, I guess?
How? Like, what did it look like for me?
Yeah, like how'd you transition from dancing to...
It was a slow roll, I guess you could say.
Okay.
I guess the strip club is also a prime location for scouts for adult films, adult magazines, and then general so-called managers.
See, what's a manager gonna do?
Now, see, I didn't know since I didn't talk to anyone. Like, I kept to myself.
Is this even the whole time, like, pretty much dancing? It's just, like, you by yourself, not, like...
Yeah, because it's so... We're in Atlanta. And the clubs that I danced in, it's a girl eat girl world. Like, dog eat dog. It's girl eat girl, and I'm not talking the good kind of way.
Damn.
Like, I've had a whole money bag stolen from me. Sick. I'm talking $600.
God.
Gone. You trust no one. So I stay to myself. You go in for your shift, you make your money, you leave, and you go home. That's it.
Okay.
At least for me.
Yeah.
So. But I met a scout, and I actually did a solo photo shoot for a magazine.
Okay.
It's now defunct, called Hot Chocolate.
Nice. I like the sound of that magazine.
Yeah. And it was myself, 2 other Atlanta area dancers, and 2 OG adult film ladies. I don't want to get sued if I name their names, but very recognizable names.
Okay.
And at that time, I never watched porn. I was so green. I didn't even know who they were. Like, after the shoot, I was talking to one of my male friends, and he was like, well, who all was there? And I was like, oh, it was a couple other dancers, and then this lady and this lady. He was like, oh, shit, you got to meet. And I was just like, okay. So, but it made it to print, but it never made it to distribution.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I've got a copy, but,
nice.
like, if you, like, Google it, it can't be found.
Okay.
At all. And I'm kind of glad for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never did any video, and that was the only shoot I ever did.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, I had a so-called manager pick me up. And that was a nightmare. When I say I've gone through every stage that you could possibly go through before becoming independent. I'm talking, this guy had me audition, so to speak.
Yeah.
Which total taking advantage of.
Yeah.
And then he had me go out with him to a club and was basically trying to pawn me off.
Okay.
Saying, oh, I know a spot. We can go there and I can see if some guys would like to, spend some time with you.
Do you know what he's talking about at that point? Or are you like...
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
And I'm thinking... I was kind of skeptical. I'm thinking, okay, Yeah. So I go, it's unsuccessful. And while we're there, in the middle of, the hoopla, he looks at me, he was like, do you want some candy? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not really that big on sweets.
Yeah. Totally
green. He was like, no, I'm talking about Coke. I was like, no, I definitely don't want any of that. So, yeah, it was a very steep learning curve for me.
It's like, I thought you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I did not. And so that was the last time I saw him. And then I met another guy, and he was legit. He didn't ask for anything in return. He would screen clients for me, advertise. The only thing, he was real old school, older guy.
Okay.
He wanted to meet me after every meeting that I had so that I could give him what was due him.
Okay.
Which and that was it.
Okay.
And that was cool for a while until I think he got caught up with something else that he was involved in, and I never heard from him again. Which then led me into researching everything for myself.
Okay.
And starting from scratch.
Did you ever feel like when he leaves, are you like, how am I going to do this by myself?
Yeah. I literally was on Google.
Okay, just like how to...
Yeah.
What's the timeline like? I guess like how long ago is this?
Well, see, I've had a couple of different monikers.
Okay.
So I haven't always been Mylette.
Okay, cool.
And I've been in and out of the industry. So over the past 10 years.
Okay.
So I'll say from the time he dropped off from Contact until I created my first persona on my own, it's probably about 3 months.
Okay.
Talking website, advertising, and all that jazz.
Okay.
And then I was still kind of rocky on the amount of clientele and quality.
Okay.
So I tried to also get on with a couple of agencies.
Okay.
And I had a bad experience with that. I got on with the agency, and I think they did me so wrong. I think they knew what they were doing. They were like, oh yeah. And I thought it was weird. She didn't ask me for any ID. She didn't ask me for...
That sounds like a trafficking operation.
Well, she was a legit agency. Like,
yeah.
I had seen her on the internet and her girls' advertisements and everything. But number one, she had, and I thought this would be a good fit. She had no black girls.
Okay.
On her agency, so she didn't ask me any questions. She was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a client in 2 hours. Can you see him?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I'm thinking that maybe I can, butter her up. And show her that I'm reliable and everything. Yeah, I'll be there. And I get there, and this guy is a total douchebag.
Damn.
He tries to pressure me into everything possible. And it's like, oh, all the girls know me. I'm good. I'm safe. And I didn't give in on anything. Finished the session. Gave them what was due to them. And then I never heard from them again.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They never... Yeah, she definitely knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Like, and I feel like this guy probably had already had a reputation.
Yeah.
And she just wanted the cut.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I tried a couple more agencies, and the next lady straight up told me, she was very blunt. I was like, damn. She was like, oh, sweetheart, there's not really too much of a market for black girls, just like an oversupply of you guys.
Really?
And she literally said it like that. I was like, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
How is that? Have you experienced much of that in the industry, to where like people tell you like, you're black, you can't do this, or you're black? That's
no, but I know there's a clientele difference.
Okay.
And I don't tour, so I'm pretty much stationary.
Okay.
In Atlanta. So I feel like as a black lady companion, most of my clients, 75%, are also black themselves.
Okay.
Or other flavors who black women are just their thing.
Okay.
Like, we're just like the shit to them.
Yeah.
And then the other 25 are self-admittedly lovers of all women.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I feel like I feel like at times it kind of puts me at a disadvantage over other ladies, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like there's advantages and disadvantages to everything.
Yeah.
To where it's like, people are going to love you just because of certain things, but it is like, racism is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like that's
and racism is a thing, but I also feel like maybe some clients may be skeptical.
Okay.
And then have stereotypes in their mind when coming across ladies such as myself, and they're not too sure that I can carry myself in a manner that would be to their liking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How is it like, so starting going independent, like solely on your own, how is it like, I guess, establishing yourself doing that? Like, did it take a while to establish yourself, or what was it like establishing yourself on your own, I guess?
I'll say it did take a while. I started, especially rate-wise, because I know it's a lot going on in Atlanta. So you have to stand out, and then there's a lot of bargain hunters, should I say.
Yeah.
So I've raised my rates twice, and I'm about to do it again, simply because it's just a lot of riffraff, should I say.
Yeah.
So, and it's just really annoying at this point, and I really just don't have time for it.
Yeah. Do you feel like when people hit you up to contact you to like book, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like people know what they're doing when they hit you up, or is it all over the place, or what's? It's
all over the place. Like, I think we all as ladies love when you get a veteran gentleman. He hits you up. He's like, "Hey, I've researched you. I've seen your availability. What do you need?"
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Perfect.
Yeah.
I tell you what I need. You give it to me. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Then there's those who see one ad and a phone number, and they just text the phone number.
Yeah.
"Hey, are you available?" Okay, you can visit my website.
Yeah.
Has a whole calendar with my listed availability. Or, "Hi, what are your rates?" Again, here's my website.
They're on the website.
Yeah, and it's like they're lazy, and it's like at some point I don't really want to meet with someone if you're not gonna put in the work to research what I offer, my personality, because the information is out there.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have any advice for a client potentially wanting to book a companion for the first time? Do you have any advice for a client?
Main advice is read her website thoroughly. The answers to most of your questions that you have, 9 times out of 10 can be found by reading that website. Be polite. Do not be graphic. Talk to her as if you would your hairstylist wanting to make a hair appointment.
Okay. Somebody has used that exact same analogy. It's like, if you're scheduling a hair appointment, it's like, just hit them up like you would. I want to schedule it this time, this day.
Yeah, this time and this day. Not, I want to see you in 45 minutes. Like, can you call your hairstylist and get an appointment in 45 minutes?
No.
Yeah, so plan, yes. Read and plan.
Okay.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Do you ever, like, in a session when you're seeing somebody, do you ever feel pressure to live up to clients' expectations at all?
I do, but it's not in a bad way. Because sometimes I'll get the emails and the guy will be so hyped. Like, he's done the research. He's read my reviews. He might have even been referred to me by a friend.
Okay.
He's like, I really want to see you. I know that we'll have a good time. And then it's just like, whoa.
Okay.
Okay. So now I gotta bring it. Yeah.
Do you feel like it's changed over your career? Like, just, I guess, the living up to expectations? Do you feel like it's been different, like, say, entering the industry versus, like, how it is now?
In some ways, yes. And both good and bad. Because even over the past couple of years with COVID and everything, I feel like there are ladies, well, it's not a feeling, I know for a fact that there are ladies who are bending rules and lowering their standards because the pool has kind of shrunk a bit, making it harder for other ladies who refuse to bend on their standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the past year for you, like with COVID happening? And
I saw a dip, but I also had a pretty good base of regular guys.
Okay, that's all.
I saw. Yeah, they kept me going, but I'm not a full-time companion, so it really wasn't a big hit for me.
Do you ever see yourself going full time? Like, do you see yourself ever quitting your job and being like, I'm gonna do sex work full time? No,
it's too stressful for me.
Too stressful.
Too stressful. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite? Like, I can think of like probably the best time I've had with a companion, right? Mm-hmm. Do you have a memorable date you could share with the people? Like maybe a favorite date, or even like one you've had, but then also what's a perfect date for you? Like if you could have a perfect date.
A perfect date for me, it could be a lot of things. It's just the level of company that a guy could provide, and the level of comfortability with them. As far as a memorable date that I've had, was a spa date.
Okay.
We ran the gambit. We went to the spa early in the morning. Then we went to lunch at Canoe.
Okay.
Then went shopping.
See, I like this date already. I'm like, take me on this date.
Yeah. But all of these things aren't required to have a quote-unquote perfect date.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the atmosphere and conversation, things of that nature.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chemistry.
Yeah. I feel like chemistry has to be... It's a big part of it.
The number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can only fake it so much.
Yeah.
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 at least for me.
Just be like really interested in something just so boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At some point, it's just...
So you sell plastic cups. That's cool.
Just like,
just the whole time, just like plastic cups. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, and I've had a couple of those, and it's just like I'm straining to keep it going. It's like I can't do it.
I feel like there's only so much weather talk that can happen.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and it's just a breath of fresh air when you can just organically just flow through the date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I feel like no matter what your job is, I feel like not every day is going to be like a good day. Mm-hmm. What are some, I guess, challenges or maybe frustrations you have within companionship?
Wasting time.
Okay.
Time wasters.
Is that how is that happening a lot?
It is.
I know a lot of people tell me to say it like
and I think it's gotten worse over the past year or so.
Really?
Scammers. Oh my god. Scammers almost had me to the point where...
Are people trying to scam you or just other... Okay.
Yeah. They'll reach out, and I have my phone number all over the place. So they'll text me, and the scammers have me ready to take my phone number off of everything and just be strictly email.
Yeah.
But they'll reach out and initially act as if they want to book a meeting. And then all of a sudden they'll hit you with the... Send me a picture with your ID. And it's just like...
Nope.
Yeah. And it's like, there's certain... And what they're doing is, there's certain websites that in order for us ladies to advertise, that is what they need.
Yeah.
So these scammers are trying to get ladies' selfies with their ID so that they can then... post fake ads on these same sites to then scam guys. It's a whole circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Scamming one people to scam another set of people.
I realized this because there was a guy, I was bored one day. This was like a month ago. And he asked me for my selfie and ID. I was like, okay, let me just play with him a little bit.
Yeah.
So I said, well, how about you send me yours?
Yeah.
And the grammar in our communication, they're clearly English is not their first language.
Yeah.
It never is.
It's never. No.
Okay, so he sends me this picture of this white guy. I'm like, this is definitely not this person that is texting me. This picture of this white guy with his ID holding it next to his face.
Yeah. Not you, dog.
Yeah, this is me, baby. And I was just like...
I do like fucking with scammers, though. I do like wasting scammers' times. That is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And then, what was it? Another guy, I posted it on my Twitter. I ran with it for a little while. And then I sent him... He said, send me a picture. And I Googled middle finger.
Okay.
I copied and pasted a picture of a middle finger. And I sent it to him. He called me a whore in his language.
Okay.
I didn't know what language it was.
Yeah.
But I copied and pasted it into Google Translate.
Yeah.
And then I insulted him back in his language.
Nice.
Yes.
See, now that's good.
Then we were cussing each other out back and forth for like 3 minutes in whatever language he was speaking.
That's like the slowest insult thing ever. It's like, well, let me look this up. Okay, I'm going to do that.
No, Google Translate works really fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no lag. I was
on
nice.
That's hilarious. How long have you been on social media?
Not long. I've had my Instagram longer than I've had my Twitter.
Okay.
Or I might have created them at the same time, but I didn't start posting on my Twitter until probably the beginning of this year.
Okay.
Like it'll say, like if you look at it, it'll say joined in like some time ago.
Yeah.
But I never posted on it until the beginning of this year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How has it been? The sex work community on Twitter is like huge, you know? Mm-hmm. How has that community been for you?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time. I mean, I haven't figured the trick out. Like, you see some people that've got like thousands of followers and everybody's interacting with them, and I'll try and like and follow, and people won't follow me back. I mean, that's their prerogative. I'm not down yet, but I'm just like, what is it? Do they not like me? Or?
What's the the method, I guess, to get like all these...
I don't know.
Okay.
And then also, I've noticed there's bots, plenty of bots. Like, when I get follows, I will actually check to see if it's a real account. Yeah. And then if it's not, I'll delete it. Yeah. And you go on some people's, and they've got like 20,000 followers, and 8,000 of them are bot accounts. So, because
it's so funny, you can buy followers. Like this dude I used to know in North Carolina that did stand up.
I'm not saying they bought them. I'm just saying they're just like bot accounts. Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay. So, yeah.
They're the worst. Mm-hmm. I get added to groups all the time, to where it's like hey, sexy, come click here. And you're like, no.
Or you'll click on it, and it's just the account. They've just posted a whole bunch of pictures of horses. Yeah. So
that's not a bad account, though. So I'll see in ads. We spoke about this a little before. So I'll see in ads, no AA for no black dudes. Mm-hmm. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? What do you think?
To each her own. I know some instances where that has arisen.
Arisen? I don't know.
Out of a bad experience.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's also those who have arrived at that preference based upon stereotypes. Okay. So, I mean, I love y'all, black men. Hey. So,
shout out.
Come see me.
Hell yeah.
But, to each her own.
So I was thinking about this. So I interviewed like one of my friends, black dude, he's a client. But the one thing I didn't ask, like I feel like as a black person, right, everybody, like, you might be the only interaction that somebody has with a black person, mm-hmm. and they might take that out, like take that experience and assume that all black people are like this. Yeah. based on the experience they have with you.
Yeah.
A singular experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of times, like, I not try to be better or try to... Maybe I guess I could say be better, but I feel like that's not a good...
You try to overextend yourself.
I just... If I know that this might be the only experience that somebody has with a black person, maybe I want to make it good so that they don't have some weird, like, fucking thing in their head about what black people are, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, as a black woman, say somebody's never seen a black companion before, they're not a black person, do you ever feel like, I want to make this good so that they'll think that... I don't know if I'm projecting. Like, I project a lot, maybe.
No, I
Is
really
that a thing? Is that a thing?
I mean, it might be for some ladies, but I never...
Okay.
I'm not... No.
Okay.
I'm not thinking too hard on that.
Like,
I'm going to be me.
Hell yeah. That's all you can be.
While being black. I'm going to be black until I die. I mean, you can like me or not.
Hell yeah.
But I'm a good person.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
And I mean, I've heard those stories where it's a singular experience and it just ruins it for them for the rest of their life. Like, my dad, he'll tell anyone this story, where he had a coworker and he was just always badgering him and they couldn't get along. And finally one day he said, "Hey man, like, what is your issue with me?" And you know what this guy had the nerve to tell him? Like, he really let this come out of his mouth. He said, "Man, when I was 8," I'm talking, these guys are in their 50s now.
He said, when I was 8.
When I was 8, this black boy stole my bike. And my dad was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Man, I didn't steal your bike." So yeah, there's definitely those cases out there that one bad experience just puts them off forever. Yeah.
He's like, "Man, I would have voted for Obama, but that fucking dude stole my bike. What the fuck?" I just didn't even vote because I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, and then they don't even see how absurd that sounds. Like,
yeah.
Literally, I did not steal your bike.
And it's like, especially since we've had interactions before, you like know who I am or what I'm about.
Yep.
I'm not that kid that took your bike.
Yeah. 42 years ago.
Jesus Christ. That's
Yeah.
That's so funny. What do you feel like some misconceptions might be that, you know, the general public has about sex work or about sex workers?
That we are out to break up happy homes and steal husbands. We're husband stealers.
I feel like you make marriages happier, better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I would say so. I mean, he's may not be getting it at home, but he wants to stay.
Yeah.
He just comes elsewhere to get that little slice that he's missing.
Because I feel like it's even like it's such a no strings attached thing. Because it's like, if you're gonna go out and like hook up with like a civilian or whatever, there's got to have this whole relationship thing before this,
it's a
and
whole
like this
rabbit
whole
hole
thing.
that you can get down doing that way. Yeah.
But I could just see somebody once, and it's like, you're never gonna call me and try to be like, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, it's like not that at all.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's the big one.
Okay.
And I even saw surfing Twitter maybe like a month or so ago. There was this whole account. I think it had the word feminism in the handle.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, "I think if we're all going to be great women, I think that sex workers should demand that their clients notify their partners that they're seeing." I was like, what?
they demand it, and then they're not going to see them because
what? Like, no, like that. Number one, that's not our responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were basically putting it on us as companions.
That's ridiculous.
Like, this man is.
You're not soliciting people,
right?
People are coming to you for a service.
There you go.
You know.
But they weren't hearing it, so.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like at that point you don't want to really
try to hammer it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel like your, like, I guess, favorite and least favorite part of sex work is?
Oh, favorite is the the lasting friendships that can be obtained. I've made some good friends, of course. Unfortunately, no female friends.
Really?
Like, I tried. Like, I've asked a couple of girls questions and be like, hey, you want to go to lunch? Maybe we can go to lunch sometime. And then we've never gone to lunch or anything. But, you know, I mean, and then the worst part, I don't know. Pushy men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know how to present themselves before a meeting.
Okay.
And then once you're in their presence, they just flip the script. And it's like, oh my God, you're trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't ever want to see you again.
Yeah. Fuck that.
You can put a dollar amount on me for me to see you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sex work has helped in any other aspects of your life?
Well, I think as far as when I exit the industry and have a civvy relationship, I will be more open and cautious as to how I operate within it.
Okay.
Because we hear a lot of stories about what's going on in households.
Okay.
So I feel like a lot of us will make this, being in this industry, is going to make us a superb wife or significant other for someone one day.
How do you so say you're not in the industry anymore, mm-hmm. you're in a relationship with somebody, mm-hmm. how do you feel about them seeing a companion?
That's the thing. I don't if I would want to know. That's it.
Okay.
The sneaky shit?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I feel like the openness, it's like we're together in this.
Yeah.
Like if you know about it, we're like it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think I was having this conversation with one of my guy friends. It's always a guy friend. Unfortunately, I don't have any female friends because they always look at me funny when I tell them this. But I was like, any relationship after I exit the industry, I feel like I would have to inform them that I used to be in the industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you told any, like, I guess, have any people that you've told, like, reacted negatively about you being in the industry?
Mm-hmm.
How's that been? Like,
what do you mean, like guys or friends?
I guess friends.
Yeah. They've stopped talking to me.
Have any people been like, oh, that's totally awesome, like, I support you and shit like that, or has it been...
Just the men.
Just the
men. All the women are just like, ooh, you whore.
Every single... God damn.
Yeah. Kind of makes me sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Haters out there. The haters.
Well, I'll say I came from a strict background.
Okay.
You know, like in church for one thing or another, 4 days out the week.
4 days?
I mean, choir practice, midweek service, Sunday service,
okay.
Whatever.
See, we had to go Wednesday, Sunday, mm-hmm. sometimes Sunday night. Sunday mm-hmm. night's a little too much. But, okay. See, I understand it now.
So then most of my friends came from that world there.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Then they're like immoral.
Mm-hmm.
Immoral. Bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Okay.
You're going to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Well, you're like, but I'm making people happy.
Yeah.
And I'm paying off these student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you know?
Yep, there you go.
They'll be like, well, I like the student loans, but still terrible.
Yeah, basically. So
what so you dance, don't work the companionship. Do you have any advice for someone that wants to be a dancer, specifically in Atlanta? Because I feel like probably dancing in Atlanta is probably different than a lot of cities. Got any advice for somebody wanting to, maybe who's in the same position you were, 18 years old, wants to be a dancer? Got any advice for that person?
Save. I did not save. When I say I ate my money. Literally. I would eat out breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Hell yeah.
we're going to, yeah. You're spending $150, $200 a day on food 4 days a week.
Incredible.
On food.
Yeah. That's like not even weed. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Being that young and coming from the background that I was in, I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't do any drugs.
Yeah.
I ate it.
That's incredible.
I ate my money. Yeah, so.
Did you have a favorite, like, restaurant back in the day that you're like, this is the best dinner spot? Or, like...
Spondivits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spondivits is good.
Yeah. I lived in Spondivits from 18 to 20.
Nice. Hell yeah. Okay. Save. Is there anything else? Any other?
Don't let the guys distract you. I did that.
Okay.
I did that whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you see yourself in sex work?
Oh, I don't know. It depends. Like, some weeks I'm like, man, next I might hang it up today.
Yeah.
You know? But I'll cap it at maybe 3 years.
3 years?
The max, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you 2026, 5 years from now? What are you doing? Where are you at?
I am out of the industry.
Okay.
And focusing on my own business endeavors.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Mylette, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
It's been so much fun. Hell
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Mylette, Mylette Charles.
Okay.
You can catch me on Instagram at just Mylette.
Okay.
Also, my website is justmylette.com.
Justmylette.com. Mylette Charles on Twitter. Just Mylette on Instagram. People, follow her. Hell
yes,
yeah.
I need more followers.
Hell yeah. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you. I'm glad I finally got here.
Me too. Hell yeah. Listeners, we will be back later. That was my interview with Mylette Charles. Yo, shout out Mylette. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. That was so much fun. Listeners, she just plugged it. You can find her on Twitter at Mylette Charles, on Instagram at Just Mylette, and her website is justmylette.com. I'll have links to all of those in the show notes from this week. Hit the show notes, click the links, give her a follow, show her some love. As always, you can find us on Instagram, on Twitter at Full Service Pod. I am at Tank Funkadelic. If you enjoy the show, make sure you are subscribed on whatever platform you're listening to us on. You'll get a little notification as soon as those new episodes drop every single Tuesday. Ratings and reviews help so much for visibility for the show, so if you are on Apple Podcasts, hit us with a 5-star rating, write us a review, I will read it on the air, and love you forever. I'd really appreciate that a lot. That helps us out so much. If you want to support the show, the best way to do that is through our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/fullservicepod. Each month we have at least one Patreon exclusive episode you cannot hear anywhere else. If you subscribe to the alcohol tier of our Patreon, you get a month's subscription to the OnlyFans of Sweet Haley Grace and Sophia Soma. What are you doing? Subscribe to the Patreon. This has been episode 95. I appreciate you being here. We will be back next Tuesday. Oh boy, what's happening? My guest is Chicago-based companion Heather Riley. We recorded a couple weeks ago. Super stoked for y'all to hear this. That is on Tuesday. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Happy 4th of July if you're into that. I will see you on Tuesday. Later. Full service.